Thank you so much, Leanne, for that World News update. Right, let's take you to our regular slot now. It's getting quite interesting in the UK property market. Sandra Kilhoff's got our weekly property portfolio slot now. This week, Sandra, you're looking at the mounting pressure actually for the rental market. So tell us more.
Yes, Caroline, according to the latest government data, 1 in 12 renters are now behind on their rent. At the same time, landlords are really coming under pressure after the government here in the UK extended its ban on tenant evictions until September 20th. It's also introduced a minimum 6-month notice period for landlords seeking to evict tenants. So for more on this part of the property industry, I am very pleased to be joined by Helen Gordon, CEO of Grainger, the UK's largest listed landlord. Helen, I know that you've seen very little impact of unpaid rents so far, but the National Residential Landlords Association is warning the Prime Minister about a loss of income to landlords. How are you being affected by the pandemic?
Well, Grainger has actually remained very resilient during this time. Our rent collections are at 97 and 98%. But I think one thing that differentiates us from the small buy-to-let landlord is we have an operational platform which is strong enough to actually help our customers. And so we've been working with our customers who are getting into financial difficulties. We understand the furlough system and the housing benefit system, and so we're able to work with them if they're having financial difficulties. And in fact, we've had to do a few concessions for our residents, but by and large, they are maintaining the rental income stream. But I know that the situation is very different for smaller buy-to-let landlords who don't have that large operational platform.
And what is your outlook then? Because the furlough scheme is due to end and we are then expecting a significant rise in unemployment. So will you stay as positive?
So the one thing about the Grainger model is that we invest in the deep mid-market. So we're not at the luxury end and we're not at the social end. We're in the mid-market. And one of the things that we found from our communications with our customers is that they do prioritise rent, and so they will continue to pay it. I think most of them are concerned that if they don't, they'll get a bad credit record. So they do prioritise it over other issues and other forms of expenditure. Yes, but when the furlough scheme comes to the end, we have a real good understanding of where our resident community is coming from. We have a number who are retired and their incomes aren't affected. So that's about 3,500 of our residents. And we also have a number who are in very, very secure jobs, but we're watching all the time to see whether or not those that lose their jobs are going to struggle to pay their rent.
Yes, and I also wonder, does this pandemic change anything as regards your business model and where you look to acquire properties? We know one thing that's been happening in the market is that people who are looking to buy, looking to rent, are moving away from the cities, particularly London, because they want more space, they want to be in houses now. How is that affecting your business model?
So you're right that people are looking for more space. So our 2-bedroom units have been more popular than 1-bedroom because if you have 2 people sharing, they want space to be able to work at home. But interestingly, the rental market is still dominated by the under 40s, and they tend to want to still be in urban areas. And we've noticed we've continued letting right the way through even the most severe of lockdowns, as we were able to do that. But we've noticed that there's been a pick-up in lettings in the city centres more recently. So I think people are returning from perhaps spending time with their parents in the country, and they're returning to the city centres. But we've also got our family model, and that's also seen an increase in family homes as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Helen. Very interesting there to understand that there actually is now an increase in the rental market in the cities as well when it comes to the rental flats there. That was Helen Gordon, CEO of Grainger. You can hear